Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we got a really special episode here today. Just a good human being who's doing great things, and we met through networking, and it's got a cool little company out there called Display Local Media. So, Harry Middlebrooks, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Tim, for having us.
Absolutely, man. I'm really excited to find out more about your business. Before we get to Display Local Media, give everybody a little bit of an idea about who you are prior to this business.
Okay, my name is Harry Middlebrooks. I went to Old Mill High School out of Anne Arundel County, and when I was 15 years old, I started working at a Subway. And when I did it, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So
you're a sandwich artist.
I was a sandwich artist.
There you go.
I was way before all the bad stuff. I was around when you actually cut your own meats, and so it was pretty neat. My dad worked for the government and was like, "What do you want to do with your life?" And I was like, "I want to own a Subway."
Yeah.
And he was so mad at me because back then I had a bulletin board service, which is like now the internet.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to work for the federal government doing computers. I graduated high school, had a daughter at a young age, and basically needed a job. So I started managing a Subway 6 days after I graduated high school to take care of my daughter.
Really?
Yes.
So it was your senior year that you had your daughter?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm, I'm proud of it, but
absolutely.
One of the best things that ever happened to me, but made me grow up very fast. So 6 days after I graduated high school, I was making subs.
Right.
From there, I took on the responsibility of becoming a district manager, and then eventually working my way up, all the way up to where I was owners of 27 stores.
Wow.
So we were doing $10 million in subs through basically Delaware and Maryland. And I basically just, enjoyed my job.
Yeah.
So after a certain amount of years, I was the operating partner. My partner and I separated. And then I got into a couple other businesses. One was a Mac tool business. I was a turf salesman for a while. And then I decided to start Display Local Media.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. So you come to this point in your life where you start Display Local Media. You have a partnership going on. How did that all kind of come to fruition?
So my partner and I, our sons played baseball at 7U at Hickory Hornets.
Okay.
And he knew I owned Subways. And his son eventually went off and played for another Hickory Hornets team. We were friends all through the years. Our sons actually played baseball for each other, with each other, and against each other all the way up through high school.
Okay.
His son played for Calvert Hall. My son played for Archbishop Curley.
Okay.
And we had a great friendly rival.
Okay. Mark
would call me at times and say, "Hey, Harry, I have this business. You want to take a look at it?" I'm like, "Okay, we'll take a look at it." And one was like a septic truck business.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know, but I'll look at it.
Kind of a crappy joke.
Right, exactly. So I was like, he looked at it. He decided that he wasn't going to do it. He called me another time. He was like, "Hey, I want to do a restaurant." And I'm like, "Mark, you don't want to do a restaurant." He's like, "I'm really thinking about doing it." I'm like, "All right, look, I have a buddy who's owned or basically is bringing a chicken concept. It's called Crimson Coward Hot Chicken, I believe, to Maryland." I'm like, "If you'd like, I'll set up a meeting. I'm not sure that I want to do it, but if we decide to do it, we'll do it."
Yeah.
So basically, I wrote all down my questions down for the business, took him down, met with my buddy who basically is bringing this concept to Maryland. And Mark was at the end of it, was like, "Oh, I don't want to do that." I'm like, I figured that.
Okay.
But
lesson learned.
Right.
Yeah.
But I wanted to educate you on what what we're doing. So I was on the internet looking at stuff, and I saw this company called NTV 360 / Encompass TV.
Okay.
And it was a marketing company. And they're actually, at the time, were often offering license agreements. They're now a franchise. I think they're a top 500 franchise in the country.
Okay.
And it brought back my days of Subway. So when I was at Subway, I'm going to date myself here. Back in the day, there was a company called Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
And they used to bring in boxes and stick them all over the place. Well, we weren't allowed to have them at Subway because the only way we were allowed to have them at Subway is if they were going to put us in their location.
Okay.
Well, we never could get a deal right that worked for both of us, both companies. And I was like, wow, if I would have had this TV company or this TV, because what we do with the indoor digital billboard company is we put a TV in locations. So I was like, wow, I could have put a TV in Subway, and then I could have put a TV in Gold's Gym, and I could have promoted Subway in Gold's Gym and Gold's Gym and Subway.
Yeah.
And then they could have also benefited from the box, but it would have cross promoted us.
Sure.
Really great. So when I saw it, I immediately picked up the phone to call my partner, or not my now partner, Mark, and said, we need to do this business.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm getting ready to move. I'm like, don't worry about it. I got this taken care of. I just need you to put up your half of the money. I'll put up my half, and we'll go forward. And he's like, when you're ready, you can come aboard. Well, we bought it in March, and
this was March of 2025?
24.
24, okay.
So my dad dies. So I'm like, oh, great. Well, I negotiated like 6 months of free, like services or whatever you want to call it. And I was like, oh, great. So I put up a couple TVs. Mark's living down the beach because his house sold in a week, which he wasn't expecting it to.
Jeez.
So we had this business, and I'm like, man, and come September or so, it's about the 6 months mark. I'm like, I either got to start paying for this, or I got to get this company to be profitable.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to let my partner down. And I was just getting done doing all this, taking care of all the stuff with my father. And I just was like, I need to get this company up and running. So from September to the September of this year, we put up 40 screens throughout Harford County and Cecil County. We have over 40, we have 40 locations, 47 screens.
Okay.
Our impressions are about 730,000 a month.
Okay.
And it's just a neat business.
Yeah.
So
looking at your partnership with Mark, it almost seemed like you felt like you were destined to be attached to him in some way, because you had the septic idea, then a restaurant idea, then a chicken place, and then, but it was always Mark.
Yes.
What was that? What did you see in Mark?
That's a great question.
That was going to be so successful.
So Mark is probably like a yin to my yang.
Okay. And together you're a yin yang.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things where, like, Mark and I a lot of times have different opinions. Mm-hmm. And it could be in personal life or anything. And we've always agreed and ended in friends.
Yeah.
And to me, that was important, because I could walk away with a discussion from Mark and be like, I totally disagree with you. Mm-hmm. And he could be like, I totally disagree with you.
Yeah.
But the next day was the same.
I think that's something that the world's missing right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. So like right now, like in our business, this is funny. So I want to grow. He's like, Harry, stay focused. Keep, let's make our money. Uh-huh. And I'm like, and he's right, but he's wrong.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so like he keeps me level-headed. Like he keeps me on the course. And that's, I really value our friendship.
Yeah.
So
if Mark was here and I asked him the same question, what is it about Harry that wanted you to be in business with him through all these different ideas? What would Mark say?
I think he would say I'm driven. Uh-huh. Like I think he sees my passion for when I do something.
Yeah. So,
that would be my guess.
Okay. Well, he had his chance to be here, but he didn't want to be on the podcast. So he sent you in anyway. So sorry, Mark, if you wanted to defend yourself here, you could have come in.
He's a little shy.
That's all good. It's all good. Again, you guys complement each other, and yes. I think that's probably what makes it most successful.
That's what I told him the other day. I was like, there's customers that I just don't like dealing with. Uh-huh. And he's like, I'm like, I got it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then there's customers that like love me and like,
right.
you know.
That's good. That's good to have. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So display local media. You said you have 47 screens in 40 locations, and it's given people the opportunity to businesses to advertise in those establishments to create a brand awareness of what's going on, right?
Yes, we feel like we're very strong at branded. Like our loops play, your ad plays for 20 seconds once every 15 minutes. If we don't have a full loop, it plays more than that because there's not a full loop. And then what happens is our average dwell time is about 56 minutes to 60 minutes in a location.
Okay.
So
these are like restaurant carry-out type places. What other kind of businesses are you working with?
We're in gyms, we're in restaurants, we're in nail salons, we're in...
So people are, it's like if they're coming to this establishment, they're there for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so what's neat is it puts your face or your business in front of the customer.
Yeah.
And what happens is one of my buddies, Paul Applegate, you probably know him.
Yep.
And basically, like the one day he was sitting in Fifth Brewing Company. I'm sorry. He was at some place and one of his customers was sitting in Fifth Brewing Company. And the customer actually took a picture of him on the screen and was like, hey, give me a call. And this was a customer that he was trying to get with, but because he saw him, it was the final thing that broke.
Yeah. That got him to break through.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then he's like, last week I had 2 people text me and like, look at this ugly mug, right? And, so it works. Yeah. I always say marketing is like a needle in a haystack. You're looking for that person who needs that niche or whatever you're offered, service you're offering. So it just allows your business to get out there and be seen over and over and over.
Yeah.
And, with 7 to 11 impression, or you need to be seen 7 to 11 times before somebody even trusts you. So if I'm meeting 4 of those in an hour,
right,
we're just helping you get there.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you used the word impressions, and it was over 700,000 impressions. How do you define what an impression is, and how are you measuring those impressions?
So basically what we do is we have a pod that we put behind our TV. So that pod allows us to, I'm going to answer it in a couple different ways.
Yeah.
What it does is our pod actually turns the TV on and off automatically.
Okay.
And then what happens from there is we're able, because it turns it on and turns it off, we also track how many times that ad plays in that restaurant. Okay. So it's not like a Fire Stick. It's an actual software package that controls the TV and turns it into our digital billboard.
Gotcha.
So I can literally pull ads in and out of it. So like, let's say you joined today, I could literally just push a button and put you in 20 locations.
Interesting. Okay.
So then what happens is since we're able to tell you how many times that ad played in that hour, then what we're able to do is we geofence the location. Okay. So when we geofence the location, that tells us how many customers roughly go in and out of there through their cell phone data and everything else.
Gotcha. And not that you're pulling people's cell phone data, correct, but you're able to just determine how many cell phones are coming through an establishment.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So then what happens is that gives us the amount of people that come through that establishment, and then that's how we're able to track the impressions.
Okay. That's interesting.
So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, yeah.
So
and is this, are you a franchise of another company, or is this directly your, is Display Local Media just you guys, or is this something that you franchise from?
So we're technically a license agreement, which is just almost like a franchise agreement. Okay. We have a company, it's called Encompass or NTV 360 if you're a franchise. Okay. Eventually we might move over to the franchise model. We just got to see if we like the contract. Okay. But what happens is we have about a 50-person staff through using NTV 360. Gotcha. And then, for example, we can do, like, if you needed a brochure designed for your realtor company, we could design it. Okay. And we produce it. We can geofence. Well, not in the state of Maryland, you can't geofence. So, but we can stream you. We can do your Google business profile. We can do websites. We can do pay-per-view clip or
Pay-per-click?
Yeah, pay-per-click. Sorry.
Gotcha. No, that's okay.
Big wrestling fan, so comes out pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Right.
Tonight, UFC, number 844.
So we do all that type of stuff. I mean, we're a full marketing company. Mark and I mainly focus on the indoor digital billboards and the Google Business Profile Management. We're starting to get into the social media marketing and social media management part of it.
Okay.
We're out there testing it to see how it works and if it's going to work for our customers.
Yeah.
Just because we like to make sure that if we're selling you a product, that we believe in our product.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So 40 businesses in Harford and Cecil County so far, and you're growing. What are some of the well-known businesses that you guys are working with now?
So we're in the Fawcett Bear House.
Okay.
We're in 2 Anytime Fitnesses.
Okay.
We're in Earth, Wood, and Fire, Main Street Tower, the 2 nail salons. I'm not sure their exact names.
Okay.
And then Atlas Fitness. We're in Lammy's Pizza. We're in, I'm trying to think of others, CR Sports Zone, Soccer Factory. So we have all types of different clienteles that, some people might want to advertise in our sports facilities.
Right.
Some people might want to be in restaurants.
Okay.
Some people want to be in the bars.
Yeah.
So it's pretty unique.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. What in 2020, we're shooting this right now at the beginning of 2026, late January. By the end of the year, do you guys have any goals that you've set for yourself as far as the amount of screens or the amount of advertising that you guys are going to have?
So I would say we're probably going to be 50 to 60 screens by the end of the year.
Okay.
I will be honest, we're focusing a lot more on bringing in the advertising dollars.
Okay.
Because, any business wants to be profitable.
Yeah.
And we're there. But as we grow the advertising dollars, it allows us to put up more screens. So we pay a fee to each TV that we put up. Okay. To our corporate.
Gotcha.
So, we just want to make sure we're growing in a smart manner.
Yeah.
So,
if an establishment wants to put a television in their place, is that something that they pay for, or because of course you're charging for the advertising for businesses to show up on that screen.
So it depends on the location. Okay. If it's a location we really, really want, it would be free. Yeah. If it's a location that we're like, okay, it's a BC location, then it's $150 a month, but we give them up to 5 to 10 locations to advertise with. Okay. So
a little bit of a barter type thing. Yeah.
So we want more locations, but we also, don't want to put ourselves out of business by growing more locations and not do it smart.
Right. What do you think is your greatest challenge as you are growing? Is it finding people to advertise?
It's getting people to spend money.
Sure.
I think once people see our product, a lot of times they join. It's getting in front of the people and to be able to show them and sit down and say, hey, this is what we do. Yeah. We've had a great close rate, but it's getting to the person. Like, I'll give you an example. There was a guy getting ready to advertise with us. Okay. It took me 10 times to get to him. Okay. And, part of it was he was in the back working, and his guy was like, no, he's not here today. And other times he wasn't there.
Here comes another salesperson.
Right.
Yeah.
But once we met him and we showed him our product, he was like, I'm on board. Yeah. So it was pretty funny. Last Thursday night, there was a DOS beer hall. There was a networking meeting. And my partner, Mark, got there before I did. And he's like, A+10 is here. And I'm like, all right, I'm on my way. And you're not escaping me.
You're out of the back room.
Right. So, yeah. So once we met him and, now we're getting ready to create his advertising and he's going to be up on our screens. Yeah. So, and, we'll hopefully bring him some more brand awareness and, I'm very proud of the product. Okay. So it's like, there's been a couple jobs or things that I've done that I really enjoyed. One was Subway, of course. The second one was the turf business because I was in the sports arena, which I really enjoy. And then this, I just have a passion for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I believe in the product, and, it's not for everybody. Some people, just don't understand the product, and that's fine. That's their choice.
Yeah, but I think if you can show the results too, based on the impressions that you're getting, because sometimes, there's, God, I get hit up by so many people that want to take over my social media account.
Yes.
And it's like, just goes to the bin, But like, how can you show people how effective
I can't.
It is.
I can never tell you. When people ask me that exact question, I was like, I won't promise you one lead, but I will promise you people will know who you are.
Right.
Okay. It's the same thing. When Paul Applegate, one of the things I like doing, let's say you came aboard.
Yeah.
The one thing I would recommend is taking your face and putting it in your ad.
You sure you want to do that?
I know it might scare them. I want to scare the mice.
That's why we record the audio. A face for radio.
I mess with Paul Applegate about that.
Yeah,
but I'm like,
he's better looking than I am.
Anyway, so sorry, Paul. But
we'll see if he really listens to
right, exactly. So, but what happens is what it does is it breaks down the barrier. I'll tell you a funny story. I was going to Panera for lunch, and there was a painter standing up the front of the Panera where everybody stands and talks, and you're always trying to get through the door, and they're blocking the door.
Yeah.
So I pull in the parking lot, and I see the guy, as I'm pulling into the parking lot, standing there. So I get out because I'm like, I need a painter.
Okay.
So I realize, oh, crap, I didn't grab any business cards. So I run back to my car, grab a business card, and by the time I get to my business card and get out of my car, he's at his car getting ready to open his door. And I'm like, oh, man, this is probably the worst time to do this. And I'm like, hey, dude. He's like, yeah. I'm like, look, I'm a salesman. I'm going to be honest with you. But I got this really weird product that I'd like to talk to you about for 2 seconds. And I go, I got an indoor digital billboard company. And he looks at me and he goes, like at Anytime Fitness?
Boom.
And I went, that's me. Right?
Right.
And he's like, from there on, I had 10 minutes of his time.
Nice.
And then we had lunch another day at Panera. And I haven't landed him yet. But it knocked down the door because he's like, I'm on that treadmill.
Yeah.
And I see your ad.
Yeah.
Over and over and over.
Right.
And, that's what it's about.
Social proof, right? Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, our long-term goal is to have probably 100 to 200 TVs throughout Harford and Cecil County.
Okay.
So I like to say everywhere that you go, except for where you sleep. That's at my house. Because I actually have one in my house. But,
right.
So I want to be in the grocery stores. Right?
Yeah.
So when you walk by, you see it.
Yeah.
You might not be paying, that might not be an hour-long visit, impression.
Yeah.
But it's still, hey, I saw it.
Right.
Then you go to the liquor store, you see it.
Right.
Then you go to the gym and you see it.
Yeah.
So now it's like we're in your face.
Right. Yeah, you're everywhere. And when it might not be at the very right minute that somebody needs your services, but when in a year or months or whatever, hopefully you're in that top of mind.
Correct.
Top 2 slots of, hey, when you think real estate, you think Tim Markland.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what happens is, think of this, our pricing is if you do indoor or outdoor digital billboards, they're driving by it. Right. If you do different forms of advertising, our impressions to our price is less than pennies.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's just the value is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a great product.
Yeah. Harry Middlebrooks, the guy behind the business, the more personal side. What are you doing for fun outside of work?
Baseball.
Baseball?
Yes.
Okay.
My son's a college baseball player.
Where does he play?
Westchester.
Okay.
I enjoy that.
Were you a baseball player when you were younger?
I played till I was 12.
Okay.
Or 11, 12. I got hit by a baseball in the eye.
That makes sense.
And
we can wrap the show here.
Yes.
We get it now.
And I got scared. Yes, exactly. You found the secrets.
We knew it.
And I got scared of the ball.
Okay.
So, like, but when my son was born, I put a ball and a bat in his hand, and he was, all I can say is a natural.
Yeah.
One of the things I did do is at one point in time when I had Subways, I built a batting cage in Joplin, Maryland.
Oh, wow.
It was called the Cages.
Okay. Is that right off Route 7?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
So I built that. It was 5,000 square feet. I built it for my son and my son's trainer. I told his name's Coach Raffi. I told my son's trainer when I was done with it, he could have it. The only thing is I still had access to it.
Yeah.
And my son could use it anytime he wants. And if his friends want to come and go,
Yeah.
To this day, we still have that relationship.
Wow.
I've trained some kids. I've helped kids get into college.
Yeah.
One of my son's best friends, his name's Ryan Parks, great kid.
Okay.
Helped him get to University of Notre Dame. Helped a couple other young men. And that's one of my loves.
Yeah, that's
and then
cool.
I enjoy playing poker.
Oh, okay.
How do I word this? I love playing poker, but I can't win. I mean, I do win. Don't get me wrong.
You like the camaraderie.
Yes.
But you often leave the table a little bit less than what you brought.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
I'm a good tournament player. I've been out to the World Series of Poker probably
wow.
4 or 5 times. But,
Do you know the name Alex Darko?
I don't.
He's big. He's done some big poker type championships and stuff like that.
My buddy Dave Danlag, he went out and won a significant amount of money.
Okay.
I played with Steve Danneman. He won $2.5 million, I think it was.
Oh, wow.
It was a unique situation one time. I got in a hand with him, and I checked to him. He bets. I shove all in on him, and he ended up beating me.
Yeah.
But he looked at me and goes, "That's exactly how I would have played that hand."
Nice.
And I was like, "Thank you." I didn't win,
right?
But I had all the outs, all the draws that I needed.
Yeah.
But he flopped a straight. I flopped a set. I think it was.
Yeah.
But it was a good. It was a good time.
Yeah.
So, but I just they're the things I enjoy doing in my personal life.
Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. If people are interested in possibly advertising or learning more about Display Local Media, how can people reach out to you?
They can reach out by info@displaylocalmedia.com.
Okay.
Or harry@displaylocalmedia.com. Or they could visit our website at www.displaylocalmedia.com.
Okay.
And we'd love to sit down and talk with people.
Yeah.
So.
Well, man, I encourage people to do that. And you said you're not on that much social media. You should be.
I am. Mark is not.
Mark is not?
Yes.
Well, again, there's that balance, right?
Right.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Please, help Harry out and let's grow those screens as much as we possibly can and help him grow his business. You're a great guy. Just love talking with you through all the different networking groups that we're in and stuff like that. And you're quite the character. You've got quite the smile and the laugh, and you just bring joy to people. And that's
thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing I try to. I just love people.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Markland Advantage. You can also watch this episode on YouTube, or you can listen to this anywhere you download a podcast and help us grow the show as well. Harry Middlebrooks with Display Local Media.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on the show. Until next time, folks, live your life to the fullest, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Did you like this episode of the TMA Connection? Well, you might want to check this one out right here. Go ahead. Click it.